Hello everyone and welcome to another technical overview video of Black Square's Starship. Like other Black Square aircraft, Starship's environmental system is fully simulated, including the speed of blower fans, sticky pressurization valves, air conditioning, compressor, condensers and evaporators, and engine bleed air. In Starship, all air conditioning, both heating and cooling, starts in the environmental dome at the back of the cabin's pressure vessel. All conditioning air enters through a NACA duct on the bottom of the aircraft near the ventral fin. On the ground, or when the bleed air system is hot, a powerful axial vane blower pulls air into the dome through this inlet. From here, it's either heated or cooled and then distributed to the cabin blower and the cockpit blower. The speeds of these blowers can be independently controlled from 50 to 100% using the knobs on the co-pilot's left subpanel. The cabin blower will operate anytime the temp mode selector knob is in an on position and there is external power or a generator is online. The cockpit blower, on the other hand, will also operate whenever one of the integrated avionics switches are in the on position. That's because this blower fan does double duty. It also cools the avionics behind the main instrument panel. On a warm day, it's more important to keep your avionics cool than your passengers, no matter how much they might complain. The instrument cooling air will either be at the temperature of the cabin, because it comes from the return air vent located below the lavatory seat, or it will be air conditioned. For maximum cooling, we can turn the cockpit blower fan speed all the way up and the temperature all the way down. Then we need to get the right engine running for the vapor cycle air conditioning to operate. When the air conditioning is not running, or if it's failed, we also have an alternate avionics blower behind the panel, which just blows cabin temperature air directly at the avionics. Most Starship owners use the alternate avionics blower whenever the aircraft is on the ground, just to be safe. On the tablet's cabin visualizer, the middle compartment depicts the temperature of the air behind the instrument panel that we've been talking about. The forward compartment is the nose avionics bay, which is located above the forward wing actuator and is where most of the equipment that drives the screens on the instrument panel is located. This area is only cooled by outside air. The air enters through two circular vents in the nose landing gear doors. Vents at the back of the landing gear bay admit this air into the avionics compartment above. The air then exits through two vents on the side of the fuselage just forward of the cockpit. When temperatures inside the nose are above around 85 degrees Fahrenheit, a thermostat energizes two blower fans with hysteresis to force air through the compartment. The temperature of each piece of avionics is calculated individually based on their location behind the panel, the temperature in each avionics compartment, the cabin temperature, the air conditioning state, the air movement from the blower fans, the ram air pressure, the ambient temperature, and even solar heating on the fuselage. If one of the screens on the instrument panel begins to overheat, it will show a red display temp flag before the screen shuts off entirely. The warm-up time for these 14 CRT screens also depends on their temperature. The equipment in the nose avionics compartment, on the other hand, may fail silently due to overheating. Using the avionics status screen on the MFD, we can see if any equipment has failed and if the fault code has anything to do with overheating. Once the avionics compartments have been cooled down, we should be able to restart the avionics. Since everything can fail in a Black Square aircraft, you should be prepared to use the various reversionary modes for the avionics equipment. If those vents in the nose gear doors become clogged, for instance, or a blower fan fails, you may have no choice but to operate with reduced equipment or fewer screens than normal. If all of this sounds a little daunting to you, just remember this. For normal operation, always make sure your blower fans are running on the ground, including the alternate avionics blower. If your avionics begin to overheat in flight, the proper reaction is to turn the blower speeds up and the temperature down. If you see the avionic air fail CAS message, it means that something is not configured correctly. If that's how much detail I've put into just the avionics temperatures in this passion project, imagine how many more unique features there are to explore in this space-age aircraft from the 1980s. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.